catchy hook that YouTubers do, so you keep watching. We watched that movie Exhuma. There's gonna be a discussion without spoilers at the beginning, and we're gonna lean into spoilers towards the end. We're gonna have chapters on YouTube, so don't worry about it. I'm also gonna announce it when the spoiler starts. You can keep watching even if you didn't saw the movie.
So the movie is about a group of paranormal experts helping a family that's haunted by the spirit of the grandfather. So they head out to the grandfather's grave in Korea, and one of the experts notices that the grave seems evil somehow. So they have to perform a ritual as they dig up the grandfather. The family wants to keep the coffin closed at all times, but eventually someone does open it and the spirit of the grandfather escapes and begins haunting them.
The paranormal team is made about two shamans, one geomancer and one mortician. I think they play nice together. They're interesting as characters. They're okay. They don't have really deep backstories or anything like that. But like,
But there's a bit there enough to keep you interested in
it's
them.
enough. I find it interesting that the geomancer, knows stuff about every land,
The earth, the soil where people are buried.
where people are buried, and I think that's interesting.
Yeah, he was, I think, the most interesting
Yeah,
character
he was the
to
most
me.
interesting character to me also. One of the two shamans, the girl, feels the spirits. I think also the other one feels
Yeah,
them.
they can sense like the other world.
They can sense the other world and what's happening if there's something strange around.
They also seem to be the most affected by the spirits later on. And then the mortician is the one that helps them get access to the crematorium and stuff when they need it.
The acting overall felt good. The team especially had good chemistry between them. They played really well.
Yeah, they were fun and the acting felt natural when they were speaking to each other like friends.
Exactly,
It was good.
It felt like they are actually friends in real life and stuff like that. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't have weird or cringe moments or something. I don't know. It was great. If you plan to watch the movie, prepare for a long journey. The movie is long. At some point, I'm gonna be honest, I got a little bored, but the movie picked itself up, and I think it got more interesting after a period of time. So yeah, you have to prepare for that. It's a slow burn. It doesn't scare you like other haunted movies. I don't think it tries to do that.
No, it just tries to keep this like nice unsettling atmosphere and it does that well.
It's basically a more atmospheric movie than anything else, first at least. And at some point, you're gonna feel like it's gonna end, like the movie is gonna end, and then somehow it starts again.
Yeah,
and it
like
gets more
halfway
interesting.
through the movie, I thought that was the end,
Yes.
and if it was the end, that wouldn't have been good because it felt unsatisfying. But then it picked up again with more action.
I really suggest you to keep watching because, for me personally, at least, when I reached like 1 hour mark of it, I thought it's done, and I was like bored of it. I thought it's like, dude, I hope it's not any more longer. But then it picked up and it get more interesting, and I really like it. I enjoy it. So
I would even
try to keep watching.
I would even argue that I like the second part more.
I like the second part way more. Yes.
The first part is still good, but the second half felt more interesting.
I think the first part it's kind of dragged out a little, and it should have been shorter. I think it would have helped the movie way more.
I agree.
But yeah, get some snacks and keep watching. Go through it because it's worth it. I don't know why I find it kind of hard to talk about this movie, but like, let's go into the spoilers. And if you didn't watch it, you can stop here, go watch the movie, come back later, and let's talk about it more. Okay, so.
You know why you find it hard to talk about it? Because a lot happened in it.
Yes, a lot happened in it, and I think it's hard to talk about a movie and keep it a little interesting, but without spoilers.
Yes.
Like, what am I supposed to say?
Because the good part is in the spoilers.
The good part is in the spoilers. It's always in the spoilers. Okay, so the movie, I said that it starts slow. It starts with basically introducing the geomancer and how he helps a family help their grandma spirit move away.
Yeah, they dig her up, and the geomancer shows his knowledge about the soil and stuff, but this family is just in the intro.
Yeah,
this is just to showcase the geomancer and the mortician working together.
Then basically the team gets another job on the rich family that needs help with their grandfather that's keep haunting his child and the newborn son of the
He's haunting two family members. One of them is, I think, his son,
Yes.
who is very old, and then also his like great grandson, the
Yes,
newborn
yeah,
baby.
exactly. So they need help. The shaman gets the job, but the geomancer, after he saw the buried site, he doesn't like it. He senses that something wrong there, and they want to move away. But the shamans are saying like, we can do a ritual here, and there's also a lot of money involved, so let's do it. This is the part where I don't know, it starts getting unsettling.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the ritual, it's weird. It's people screaming or
It's weird. It's
or,
nothing like I've ever seen. I believe it may be inspired by some actual folklore stuff in Korea.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not
But
sure,
the vibe is unsettling
Yeah,
for
the vibe
sure,
is
because
unsettling.
they have drums, they have like singing and screaming,
there's
whispering.
dead animals like 4 pigs cutting them.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it's the camera angles going chaotic all around. It also plays a good part in it, and yeah, it was intense. But I also cringed a little at some point because I think the rituals are kind of too long, and they are unsettling. Then it starts to be a little cringe.
Yeah.
And then it starts to be unsettling again because it's getting creepier.
Yeah.
But it has that middle part where I think it keeps it too long.
It felt like the ritual was gonna go on forever. I was like, okay,
exactly.
are you gonna move on now?
That's the problem.
But then when they move on, it does get creepy again.
Yeah, and they found out that the rich family had a royal coffin.
Yes, that's a very important part. And they want to keep it closed at all times.
Yeah, they wanted to keep it closed at all times. We don't know why.
They're hiding something.
Yeah, they're hiding something, it's clearly, especially the aunt. But of course, someone's gonna open it because, like, I would open it. It's a royal coffin. It looks amazing. The coffin looks amazing, and someone tells you not to open it. Like, I want to know what's in there. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna open it.
Yeah. So some guy at the hospital like opens up the coffin,
the spirit
the spirit escapes,
and it goes for his son first. The movie doesn't really show the kills. Like, it's slightly there, but it's not some gory, violent stuff.
They use a lot of mirrors and reflections to show you glimpses of the spirit.
Yeah.
And there's a few moments where they show a bit of gore, but it's not very intense.
Yeah, I think it gets a little more intense later on. I think the only interesting kill about this is when he kills his grandson in a hotel room.
Yeah, because his grandson answers the phone and he thinks he's talking to the geomancer, but at the same time the geomancer is knocking on the door, so he doesn't know who to believe. Yeah. And he chooses wrong, opens the window. He chooses
wrong because, like, the person on the phone, it tells him, get close to the window, open the window, and he's doing it. Like, dude, just go to the door because he's the window, panicked. I mean, you panic, but yeah. And then he gets possessed and died by neck break.
Cat activity. So after they got the coffin, they were supposed to burn it immediately, but it started raining on that day, and apparently there's a superstition that if you cremate someone on a rainy day, they don't go to a good place.
Yeah.
So they postpone that and keep the coffin in the basement of the crematorium.
Yeah, where the security guard basically open it.
Yeah.
And
that's why all of this is happening.
But after that, they see that some people died. They're gonna go and burn it anyway, even if it's raining. And then some guys that help them with the ritual are haunted, or one of them is haunted. The geomancer finds out about this and goes to talk to him, but he finds out that there's something wrong with the ritual site, because the guy who helped them dig killed the snake-like thing that had a face. It was weird.
So he's going to retrieve the snake creature in hopes that it would help this guy, but when he goes there, he starts digging a bit again, and he finds another coffin under the first one.
He finds another coffin that's a huge one.
And it's upright.
Yeah, it's upright, and it's sealed with some chains.
Yeah.
Spiky chains, I don't know how they're called. Barbed wire, yeah. At this point, he gets his team. He digs out the whole coffin. They get back to a temple where a monk stays there, and the geomancer talked to him before about some of the past details, when what happened and what was there on that mountain, I think.
This is the bit that annoyed me a little. They have this big coffin and they are saying like, oh, let's burn it immediately. But then they're like, okay, we'll do it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and then from that coffin, and then they try to seal it with some
Rice and
glutinous
blood.
rice and
Yeah.
horse blood around it, but the demon still escaped and it went through the roof, so that magic circle did absolutely nothing for it. And the weird part for me is that it's a huge guy, like 3 meters tall.
Yeah.
It couldn't even fit the door from the barn.
Yeah.
It was taller than the fucking door. It was dressed like a samurai. I
Yeah,
think.
he's some sort of
'Cause
samurai
he-
demon.
Yeah, he was like a samurai demon. The samurai demon basically starts killing people around it from the team and from the temple. It starts to kill some animals, and then you find out that where he was buried, he was also his master buried, and there's some I don't know if mythical is the right word for it, but it was something with the iron.
An iron spike, I believe.
Yeah, that you find out he was buried in his body of the master, and they had to get rid of that to get rid of the demon. So the geomancer knows he's there because he goes back to dig and find the master body. He realized that the master of the demon, it's called the burning iron or something.
Yes.
And it's some type of feng shui where wood beats iron and water beats fire. So he combines somehow the blood of a white horse with the wood, and basically makes a wet wood that can hit the master demon. It gets weird there.
This is where it got a little complicated.
Yeah, it got complicated. It gets a lot. It's a lot happening.
It's a lot
It's
happening.
full of, yeah, I don't even know how to explain everything because it will take like half an hour and you should watch the movie. I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long again. But yeah, I think until that part it is interesting. But after that, when you find out all this feng shui stuff, for me, it kind of lost me.
It did feel silly because it was
silly.
a big ass tall demon and he was hitting him with a piece of wood. And
Yeah,
it's like,
because
I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. He cuts the demon in half with the wood, basically.
Yeah, anyway, they get rid of it, but like until then, a lot of other stuff happens. And yeah, so I don't know how to talk anymore about this part of the movie because it's really complicated. It's a lot happening. You have to see it. So let's like skip and say that I think it's worth a watch. I don't think it's a great movie. I saw it has a lot of good ratings. I don't think it's up there for me, at least. I think it's an average movie or a little above average.
Yeah, maybe a little above.
It's a little above
because
average.
everything about it is pretty good if you think about it. I mean, the acting was good, the writing was pretty good. It's just the pacing that was a little off, so I cannot call it a bad movie.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad movie. It's worth a watch. I think it's too long, as I said before. But yeah, I don't know.
If you just come in with some patience, I think you're gonna be into it.
Okay, let's rate the movie out of 5 for letterbox stuff. I'm gonna put it here.
Yeah.
I think it's 2.5, 3 stars, something around there.
I would agree with 2.5. I think that's gonna be my final rating.
It's a little bit above average,
but not that much
because it drags out. But yeah, go watch it. It's out on Shudder, I think, right now.